senior official tells Fox News the U.S. cannot verify whether there are Americans on those planes. But the Biden administration estimates that around 100 Americans are still on the ground in Afghanistan, and lawmakers on both sides are demanding their safe return. Let's bring in Congressman Greg Steube, an Iraq War veteran and a member of the House Foreign Affairs and Judiciary Committees. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. I want to begin with what Congressman McCall said, and adding, Jennifer Griffin reporting that the U.S. government, a senior official told her the U.S. government is trying to figure out who is on those planes. They have no way to verify the manifest. Isn't that the heart of the problem here? We don't have anyone there, as these Afghans for sure, maybe Americans, are still trying to leave.
Yeah, it's a sad day in America when we have Americans and SIVs that are trying to coordinate with non-government agencies and individuals to try to get out of the country. We know this for a fact. President Biden said he wasn't going to leave an American behind, and he has in fact done that and lied to the American people. We have Americans on the ground. We have Americans that are trying to get out. And why in the world are we surrendering to the Taliban, a terrorist organization recognized globally? We should be going in and getting our people out, regardless of how many people there are. We never should have surrendered that air base. We never should have left when we left, as we still had Americans on the ground and SIVs that have helped us for the last 20 years in this conflict in Afghanistan left behind. And this notion that, oh, there's not Americans that want to leave, it's because they don't want to leave their family, because the administration is refusing to bring their husband or spouse or wife or children along with them. And that is a travesty of human rights, and it's a disgrace to the American people.
Yeah, and every day we hear more horrific stories about these SIVs, these interpreters who are possibly being taken back to their homes. They're seeing their family completely, all of them decimated right in front of their eyes before they're killed themselves. And today, White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain was asked about this on CNN.
There are all kinds of reports coming in. We're in close communication with our sources and our contacts in Afghanistan to try to get those SIVs out, to get them out safely. I know that some are coming out by land. We are again continuing to work on efforts to get them out by air as well. We're going to continue to move those SIVs out of the country.
Congressman, if we can't even figure out who's on the 6 planes, what exactly can the United States do at this point to get those SIVs out?
Well, those sources that he's referring to are the Taliban, because, as has been stated, we don't have anybody on the ground anymore. They've taken out all of our assets. They've taken out all of our intelligence assets, and we don't have military members on the ground anymore. So now we're relying upon the Taliban as a government to get our people out. Of course, they're going to have all of these demands on the United States government in order for them to release our people. Of course, they're going to do that. Everybody else in the world knew this. Every American knew that if we surrendered to the Taliban and left Americans behind enemy lines, that the Taliban was going to go door to door trying to find them, was going to try to use them as leverage, was going to try to use them in any way they can, and that people were going to die.
I want to point folks to an article that the Wall Street Journal has out today, really giving a breakdown of the decision making that was underway when all of this was going down in the Biden administration. The headline: Inside Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal plan, warnings, doubts, but little change. A quote from that article: a State Department official defended the administration's performance given, he said, the unprecedented circumstances. Quote, if there was an expectation that this team could prevent crisis, that's not how it works. The official said people will question certain decisions, but the fact is no one has been confronted by a situation like this. Congressman, you supported President Trump's plan for withdrawal. Is it possible that he could have run into a similar crisis?
No, because he had a conditions-based withdrawal that the Taliban had to abide by. And the Taliban knew if they didn't meet those conditions, or they did something in violation of those conditions, that there were going to be consequences. Under this administration, they know there is no consequences. They can do whatever they want. And as soon as the Biden administration reneged on the agreement that the prior administration had with the Taliban, of course they're going to start taking over land. And this administration saw that happening, did absolutely nothing about it, refused to get our Americans out, and even knowing that we had Americans at the gates. I mean, you've heard stories. I've read countless stories of Americans at the gates who weren't allowed to come in. And now we know there's Americans caught behind enemy lines, and this administration is doing absolutely nothing about it. And that is a travesty. Every service member that served this country knows we don't leave people behind. It's not what our country does. It's not what our country stands for. And more people need to be speaking out against the decisions that this administration has made. This is all in the lap of President Joe Biden.
Florida Republican Congressman Greg Steube, thank you for your service. And today, thank you for your time.